SummerSlam 2018. Are you ready? We got so much to talk about tonight. We're talking about SummerSlam predictions, your calls, NXT predictions, and a bunch of fucking news all on a big slab for Randy Orton's grandma. Let's do it. Welcome to Out of Nowhere, episode 115. On a day where I was banned on Twitter. For being banned on Twitter. People wonder why my Twitter account was banned. The reason why my Twitter account was banned was because it was banned years ago when I tweeted at MTV as a joke that MTV hates white people. And that is what gets you permanently banned off Twitter. So the reason why I was banned on Twitter today was for evading the perma-blocking from Twitter from 2 years ago where I said that. Have a million other people said way worse things than that and still not been banned off Twitter? Yes. But I'm banned. But this is Out of Nowhere. So there's the answer to that. But the good news is a record sign up today on Patreon. Patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. 351 patrons now. A record number of patron signups today. Also, even better improvements to my website, joecroninshow.net, because that probably will be the future, because YouTube and Twitter and Facebook and everybody eventually will shut down because of this crazy agenda that's going on. But we're here to talk about SummerSlam. But real quick, on my website, you can go to my website if you're a patron. Or if you're not a patron, you can click right here. Every episode of Corrupted Podcast, you click on this, it takes you to a Dropbox for it. A link on Patreon if you're a patron. That makes it easy to sort for you. Everything will be sorted here on joecroninshow.net. I'm still on Instagram.com/Joe Cronin Show. At Corrupted Pod for the time being is still up on Twitter. And Facebook.com/Rage Internet Radio is my Facebook. Go like the Facebook page. Lots of wrestling stuff. I will be at NXT tomorrow. So won't Connor for NXT in Lowell, Massachusetts. So we'll see you there if you come on out to NXT Lowell. Bam. I think I nailed everything right off the top.
Jesus, I thought I had a lot of fucking stuff to plug. Jesus.
And I left some out, too. Like, that's the thing. But, you know, I've been getting hit up all day. You know, like, what the fuck? Where are you? What's going on? What's happening? But that's the situation. So, boom. There you go. So, what's up with you guys?
Not much. Just fucking bullshit at Twitter for your shit. But other than that, yeah. Just getting ready for Summerfest. I'm sorry, Summerfest 2018.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait. Are we going to eat a turkey?
At the SummerSlam.
You know what? The SummerSlam, it's going to be me and the Bulldog. Oh, man. That was a great one, though. That was a good main event.
The lethal leap year.
Did you say the lethal leap year?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, I am pumped up. We got a lot to talk about. A lot of news, a lot of coverage for SummerSlam, a lot of fun little opinion pieces. You know, there's a lot to cover tonight. I'm pumped up. I'm excited, especially after that pretty badass podcast we recorded earlier on Patreon.
Yeah, it's a 1 hour podcast on Patreon.
Gotta plug that as well. I was really proud of that when we finished. You and I just started rambling, and it turned into something I think really, really good. So
yeah, it was better than the Morning Madness would have been. It was good.
I really liked it. You know, covered a lot of unique topics, non-wrestling. So people want to hear something different, go check that out on Patreon.
We also felt each other up. Well,
that's the regular. But, I started off, I said, you want to watch porn and cuddle, and then magic happened.
Yeah, why don't you shoot through a couple of the news stories, little ones, and we'll get into the SummerSlam stuff in a minute.
So right off the bat, we were kind of making light of the situation beforehand, but Randy Orton responds to recent controversial allegations.
Oh, there we go. Party. Oh shit! 100 bits.
Damn!
My Patreon pledge was declined on August 1st.
That's weird.
Missing all the fun. Will repledge again.
Thank you, Prayish. Prayish, thanks, man. A lot of people's were. Patreon had a huge charging issue where they couldn't charge anybody for some reason, and tons of people had to re-sign up. It was crazy. So they really screwed us. But I think almost everybody came back. So if you're not even there yet, then wow, we're really going to set the record. You're going to be the 352nd patron. Thanks, Prayish.
Damn.
If you guys want to donate tonight, the link is down below. Twitter trying to censor us, or has censored me on Twitter, so I'm no longer allowed to have a Twitter account. So I won't be on Twitter. You'll have to find me on these other places, probably Patreon or JoeCroninShow.net and here on YouTube. Okay, but yeah, back to Randy Orton, man. What's up?
So Randy Orton wrestled in a dark match after the main event of Smackdown, and at ringside, he offered to shake hands with some of the WWE crew members, and then they all started laughing. Obviously, it's a play on the report about his alleged inappropriate behavior.
Yeah.
Because this is clearly being taken serious, as the report says. You know, he's bulletproof at this point. So, you know, safe to say, I don't think we're going to see any real punishment come out of this. If he's openly joking about it, maybe they just have to keep him off the, you know, out of the limelight and away from front and center at this point in time. But I think Randy will be perfectly fine.
Yep, sounds like it. Why would he be joking about it too, like that, in a weird way?
He's always felt indestructible, though. He's for good reason. I mean, he's been protected for so long, and he's done much worse things, as we've heard, and it wasn't just alleged; it was proved, you know, for most of it. So,
right.
Oh, yeah, I mean...
This isn't surprising at all. I actually... this reminds me of a story. There was a time where... Well, Joe knows this. They all hang out at Kowloon's up in Boston after the shows. And there was one time, this was years ago...
John Cena's dad, dude. That just brought up another story. I'll tell it after this.
Can't wait to tell that one. Long story short, Orton was there, and people were like hounding him. I think it was after a Survivor Series or something. But anyway, real fast, he came out and he was smoking a cigarette, and he says... I'm going to go smoke a cigarette with Santino Marella in the car, and when I come back, I'll sign everybody's autographs and sign whatever the hell you guys want. So they're in the car, and everyone's like patiently waiting. And so the restaurant's in this major highway where you can only go one direction. So as soon as like he finished the cigarette, he revved on the gas. Santino, I'm assuming, drove right out of the freaking line and like turned around so that the car could see, and they honked the horn and just gave this big FU face to everybody as he drove away.
Oh my god, dude! He's such a shithead. Like, I mean,
I'll take all the pictures and everything. I mean, it gets you out of having to do any autographs or anything because people probably hound you. But
this reminds me of my former co-host Dave. His he had a story, and I told this before, and he told it on the show. But
right on.
They're at they're over in Germany, or they're in Iraq. I don't know where they are, Germany or Iraq, whatever. And they're doing the U.S. tribute for the troops thing. Or they're doing some kind of WWE troops meetup thing. And I think it was Iraq, actually. It was Iraq. So Randy Orton was there, and Jeff Hardy and a bunch of other people. And Randy Orton, he said he could visibly see Randy Orton was, like, annoyed, you know, because they were trying to say hi to the wrestlers and stuff. And some of the wrestlers were nice, but many of them looked annoyed. And it was just, like... felt weird. So then at some point you could hear Randy was like pacing back and forth, and he just goes, "Can we just get the fuck out of here?" And he just fucking flipped out. Like, so I mean, like, that's it, like in front of the soldiers, you know, they're all like, "Oh, we got to meet the soldiers" and stuff like that, and Randy's just like, "Can we just get the fuck out of here?" and you know, and Dave was like, "Oh yeah, you know, it was hot, of course, you know, Iraq, and I'm sure he wasn't that happy to be there, but It's just like the guy's such a fucking cunt, dude. He's like he's like the football player douchebag in high school or whatever. I don't know. But whatever.
Definitely has that attitude.
Remember the one where he flipped out on the reporter? Remember that one? That was fucking weird.
Oh yeah.
Where's that?
Yeah,
one?
I remember that.
That was fucking hilarious. He just like, what was it? The guy asked, oh yeah, he said
he has to injury prone.
Yeah, he was like, so was that were you selling for him or something when he got hit in the balls? The guy asked him if he was selling for him when he got punched in the balls. Yeah, we already went over.
Oh, that one, yeah. And he flipped out that guy.
Find that.
He's flipped out a couple of times.
It was so fun. He's just like, just freaks out. Oh yeah, here it is. This is great. This is by a gorilla position, actually.
1, 2, 3.
This is from a while back. Everything's going.
Whether they're watching as fans or whether they perform themselves.
And I guess you've always been part of the industry growing up with your father.
See, he's pretty cool right here. He's being all right.
You're talking purely about just the size of the competitors, right? Yeah, I mean...
And indie performers as well, kind of.
Yeah. Guys are more well-rounded maybe than they were back then, and more guys are expected to be able to carry an interview or to talk on the mic or, you know,
Gets really weird around this.
I haven't seen this one.
I do have a family, yeah.
He's really cool right here, and then he just loses it.
Yeah, this is another one.
I got hit in the balls.
Oh, yeah, it's basically the guy's question. This is
On the road when you've met a fan.
Now, okay, so a couple days ago, he got punched in the balls by, if everybody remembers, that guy from South Africa.
Yeah, he was on the turnbuckle.
He's up on the turnbuckle. The guy from South Africa punches him in the balls. And then the guys at the police station and the TMZ or whoever's interviewing him, they're like, why did you do that to Randy Orton? What were you doing? He's like, because I'm surviving a Randy Orton. I'm coming for that briefcase, man. And he's like fucking cutting a promo on Randy Orton at the police station, this fucking local guy. So this guy's like, hey, have you had any incidents with fans? And I think it's like Randy got angry, like, you know what you're asking. Like, oh, yeah, well, you know, I just get in the balls. And then he's kind of like, well, you know, what happened? Like, was it a work or whatever? And like, I think that just sends him.
What's the craziest thing that's happened to you on the road when you've met a fan? You can't go into it, no?
Probably. I mean, I don't even know, bro. I've forgotten more crazy shit than I got.
By the way, Randy Orton, you remember how I told that story about my buddy Jimmy who like randomly gets like really angry and freaky like every once in a while?
Yeah.
This Randy Orton reminds me of him here, where he gets just creepy. Like all of a sudden he gets like this evil. Like he goes from being like, "Yeah, man, what's up? Well, maybe I'll punch you in the face." You know, like, and you're just like, "What the fuck happened? Like, what the hell?"
I got hit in the balls last week in South Africa. Yeah, did you? I think everybody did.
I think everybody did.
Doctors. I mean, everybody. Everywhere I go, hey, are your balls okay? But you know, yeah, that was pretty crazy. I think that's the first time that's ever happened, ever.
So that wasn't a work, no?
No. We pressed charges and the guy's in jail still. Oh, yeah. Did you think it was a work?
No,
but there's a lot of internet rumors, isn't there? Because you sold for him and everything.
The internet, well, he hit me in the balls.
Because you sold for him and everything.
Good face of just F you, dude. Like...
This was going so well too until this, man. Like I think he's also annoyed that this guy wouldn't stop asking him questions. Like
that face just says it all.
Because he gave like he asked him like 17 questions and he answered them all and he kept standing there and you're kind of, I think as an entertainer you're waiting, you're being polite, so I think he's waiting for the interview to be like, well, Randy, thanks for stopping by real quick for it with us, and so Randy can go, thanks, man, because he doesn't want to be like, you know, I gotta go. So I think he's like hoping this guy's gonna be like, okay, man, Randy, thanks for, you know, Jesus, you know, I've been here for 8 minutes and now you're gonna ask me this shit. So I think he's just fucking lost it at this point.
Yeah. Imagine standing on a tightrope and about to extend your arms out in the open to do your pose that people have recognized for almost a decade after a match that you have won in South Africa at the beginning of a 5-day tour. And as you're completely in your own little world going, oh, I'm so glad it's over because I can't wait to get back to my hotel and take a shower and eat some catering, you get hit in the balls. What would you do? You'd probably fall over, break your neck, and die. I had the wherewithal to make sure I fell inside the ring. But either way, what you might conceive as a work or a shoot, like you have no idea what's real and what's not. When you could not, you know what I mean? But common sense would tell you that this little skinny runt that looks like a local South African guy wearing shoes and jeans and one raggedy elbow pad. Did you recognize him from being on the run? No. So you thought it was a work because you read it on the internet?
No, I didn't think. I just.
Oh, okay. Right. Rumors. I love the internet.
It's changed the industry.
Oh, strange indeed. Yeah. But yeah. I sure as hell didn't sell for the fucking guy. I wish I would have kicked him harder in the face. But yeah. We good?
We're gonna wrap it up.
Yeah.
Lovely to meet you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
We good?
He wants to get the fuck out of there, you know?
That's like, as soon as he just brought that up about the balls thing, he was just like, yeah, fucking, he's like, oh, you think it was a cell? No, he hit me in the balls. You'd probably fall over and break your neck and die, right? Yeah.
Yeah, you'd probably fall over and break your neck and die. I had the wherewithal to fall in the ring.
Not me, I'm a Scot.
You know what's weird? Is WWE themselves uploaded the fucking video.
He curses too. That's a weird part.
I think they just capitalized on the fact that it was getting so much traction that they might as well.
Look at this. WWE uploaded it 1.7 million views 5 years ago. Can you believe that they fucking uploaded it?
I think they just knew that, why not put ads on something that everybody else is getting monetized
But I can't
off
believe that. You're almost encouraging your people getting assaulted by fans. You know? What do they fucking?
Yeah,
I think
but maybe they were also trying to show, because they talked about people getting arrested and stuff in other interviews.
They didn't in the video though. Nobody saw that interview.
Not in that video, but
nobody did really. Nobody talked. It was just, look, he gets punched in the balls. Is that what? Let me look at the video. Watch the video. Okay, he gets punched in the balls. Boom! There it is. Punched in the balls. Security grabs the guy, and that's it. They just put the clip up to go viral.
I think the worst thing I've seen a fan do is, I don't know if you guys remember this, but a fan jumped in on a Raw, and it was like a ladder match, and Eddie Guerrero was on the ladder, and he pushed him off. He didn't push him off of it, he pushed the ladder.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really dangerous. Like, if I was on that ladder,
that was crazy.
I'd beat the shit out of that person.
Well, they interviewed Eddie. He's like, yeah, I wish I grabbed him before security did.
Yeah.
Oh, they've had that. It was only, about a year or two ago where somebody released footage. I think it was Triple H saving Stone Cold. Something along the lines of that, when a fan was running in and Triple H lays the guy out.
Oh, yeah. With the Stone Cold one that was released, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Hell, a fan jumped in when the NWO got formed.
Yeah, they got pummeled too. Yeah, I remember that, getting kicked in the head.
As far as funny ones, I love the one where Batista's they're heading into commercial, and then you see the fan backstage, and he runs down the hallway.
I don't love that one.
Batista and starts doing Batista's
I don't
pyro
love that
move.
one. That one seems fake to me. That one seems fake to me.
They swore that it wasn't. In an interview, he said it wasn't. It was not a setup at all. That some fan just happened to find his way back there, and
that's the guy too. That's the guy that does that stupid pose every time they zoom in on him on the TV.
The Brock Lesnar pose.
Yeah, that's the Brock Lesnar guy. So it's like, I feel like he just knows somebody. Like, I don't even buy that one. So yeah, I don't like that. I hate that one actually, because they show it all the time, and I'm always like, oh. So like, even though if it is real, it is really fucking funny. But it just seems like they set that up. I don't know. They're weird.
Orton wouldn't have gotten kicked in the balls if he just shook the guy's hand.
Yeah, should have just fucking, he sold for him though.
Super chat.
I love you all, and I'm pumped for Joe and AJ. Go AJ.
Ooh, baby, it's Samoa Joe versus AJ Styles. Sarah Small, thanks Sarah Small for the $2. What's up? What's up, everybody? How you guys doing?
Super chat party.
Big Mike's wrestling recap.
Did you guys hear about Dave Meltzer comments on female wrestlers and Peyton Royce?
Oh yeah.
I've heard about. I've been hearing about it all day, but I haven't seen what happened because I'm not on Twitter now. So now I have no idea what the fuck is going on. Big Mike's wrestling recap. Thanks for the $5, man.
It's a bit interesting. A lot of backlash towards Meltzer on this one. So
why? I'm sure fucking whatever the fuck his dumb name is. What the hell's his name? Ryan Satin. I guarantee Ryan Satin is running around with a butcher knife right now, freaking out.
Yeah, I got everyone's addresses, Mon. I got everyone's fucking addresses, Mon.
37 Elm Street, Manchester, New Hampshire. Cronin, I'm calling you out, boy. Street fight. Hide your kids. Bring your wife. It's on. Don't break kayfabe. Okay, Fabe. Hi.
What's up, the goon? How you doing, man? I'll be there, goon. I'll be there, goon.
He's got the address, man.
So Meltzer went ahead and made some interesting comments on, you know, his weekly podcast. He went ahead and he talked about being a fan of the Iconics when they were in NXT, and he said that Peyton Royce was more attractive before her transformation, you know, alleging to the plastic surgery that she got back in January. He also said that she was lighter in NXT, and it wasn't just a reference to the breast implants, but he was talking about her weight as well. So Peyton Royce responded after hearing this. She said, well, so what would you have me do, Dave? Starve myself? This is how nightmares for young women start. The females in your life must be proud. And from there, it turned into a shit show.
A slugfest.
Justifiably so, but...
A slugfest. Where did he say this comment? Was it on Twitter or on a show?
Wrestling Observer Radio. So it was the August 9th edition.
Maybe I'll have to start saying some stuff about some people on my show.
Brian Alvarez kind of sets him up with the audio, too. I don't know if you can get away with playing it. It's about a 20-second clip. I can send it to you, but...
Sure.
That way people can hear it directly.
Super chat.
All In will be better than SummerSlam.
Probably will be, yeah. I would bet. ADTR. What is up, ADTR? Thanks for the $2, man. If you guys want to donate tonight, the link is down below in the description box. All my links to all my stuff is down in the description box. Just open up and expand the description box. You can see all my accounts everywhere. Facebook has been fired today. We've been killing it on Facebook and killing it on Patreon. And that podcast that me and Jake did is up on Patreon as well. So let me just...
it's the second link. It's in Twitter. Hopefully you should be able to see it without an account. I did it in incognito, so it worked, but...
Let's take a look. Take a look at your wife.
But it's about like a 20-second clip from this portion.
Whew.
And Renee Young responded to Peyton Royce's tweet saying, what a true piece of sweltering hot garbage. You're an angel, too good for this earth. He'd be lucky if you gave him the time of day, which you would because you're also a great person. Love you, girl. Let's set better examples. And then everybody
cried.
Yeah, Beth Phoenix said, this makes me sick. And Charlotte Flair, you know, you're smart, beautiful, funny, caring. Like, everybody was supporting her. Ember Moon. Seth Rollins said -6 stars, Dave. Tyler Breeze said that's a way to genuinely apologize to someone. Or there's a way to genuinely apologize to someone. And then there's a way to pass the buck, trying to redirect your blame because you got called out. Own up to your words. You're the one who said them. You know, so a lot of people reached out.
What did he say again exactly?
Dust.
What did he say? Where's the clip of this?
It's I don't know. The second link, if you clicked it, it's right in Twitter. You can click on the picture, and it's from his Wrestling Observer Radio show.
All right. Fucking block.
Basically, he said that she was skinnier in NXT, and that made her better. That's what he was alleging to.
Let's see.
Got boringed out. You know, they're another one. I thought like that they had like a cool act in NXT, and
the Iconic duo
on the main roster, I don't get a thing out of them. I mean, I don't think their promos are particularly good. Their wrestling isn't good. I think Peyton Royce's transformation to look more attractive. I don't know. I don't want to say, but I don't think that.
She was more attractive in NXT.
I thought so. Yes, to me, yes, I would say so. But. You know, that's neither here nor there, but...
no one's saying she's unattractive, by the way, everybody.
I know, no shit. Yeah, I didn't say it at all. But I don't think, like, she doesn't stand out to me. When she was in NXT, she did.
Well, you know, one thing I've noticed...
What the fuck is wrong with this? That's the clip?
That's it.
Yep.
So what? We've all said that fucking... what the fuck's her name? Is the same way. And he barely... He's, like, afraid to say it in this clip.
That's the thing. Like, I didn't see it.
What?
And like, even like Finlay says, I'm not sorry. It infuriates me when women are torn down, especially by some wannabe supposed wrestling journalist parasite. And every wrestler in the company is saying this is like Billy Kay. This is unacceptable on so many levels. How dare you say that someone is more attractive when they are lighter? You have no idea how stupid comments like this can affect someone for life. Peyton Royce is perfect just the way she is, a strong and beautiful woman. So Dave came out and said, I'd like to apologize.
You know what's funny? Most of these people that are saying this, I'm looking at the Twitters right now. Do you remember a couple weeks ago where my Twitter was under attack, basically, and I got 1,008 like something retweets? People were like, look at this fucking fat loser. And I hope he kills himself. I hope he dies. Like all these people. And they're the ones here that are like, oh, it's so terrible, those comments. The fucking fuck you people, you pussies. What? She doesn't give a shit. She shouldn't give a shit that he said some of this stuff. It's not even that bad. People have
said, I apologize to you. You're an exceedingly attractive woman. I do realize the lengths and pressures on women in the entertainment world to maintain unnatural looks at times, and I'm glad you pointed this out. Again, to everyone, I do want to apologize. I'm glad Peyton Royce sent her tweet because there was a valuable point there that we can all learn from.
No, there isn't. There's a value. Here's the valuable point. Don't talk about anybody. Don't give your honest opinion about things. That's the valuable point. Don't give your honest opinion about things. You know what, Dave Meltzer, this is the problem with people like this. Dave Meltzer should have said, hey, I'm sorry if my opinion bothers you. You're a wonderful person, and I you know what I mean, I enjoyed you in NXT, and when I don't like what they're doing with you now, and certainly your look has changed, and what you do has changed, and that's what I commented on. If you don't like it, grab a fucking helmet. You know, I mean, like, what are you going to do? He didn't sit there and go, fatty, fat face, or, like, something like that. Or, like, oh, man, she's an ugly, fatty, fat face. Like, he didn't even say anything like that. By the way, I think she looks fine. I never thought about that myself. I just thought, like, they're kind of lame now. But, I mean, that's kind of what they were.
They would be more upset by saying that they suck at promos and wrestling.
Yeah, they don't even care. I barely even heard the looks thing. Like, what the fuck?
I was more focused on him saying that, oh, they suck on promos, that they're boring, and they suck with the wrestling's bad. And Meltzer was very outspoken about the way women were treated in the wrestling business for years now. He was one of the big,
yeah, you didn't
people
want to
speak up about all the women being hired just for, the use of calendar shoots.
Wow.
And the portrayal of women in the Attitude Era, like the hot lesbian angles that they used to have. He was so outspoken against that. He was against the Greatest Royal Rumble show excluding women from Saudi. And I don't know, it's just an opinion. It's, this is like someone that says, oh, I wouldn't date someone that's black just because it's my personal preference, and then they're going to call them a racist. Well, him saying, I don't like the way she looks now that she has implants, I preferred her before,
it's just an opinion.
It's an opinion, and I don't know. It's a no-win scenario, that's for sure.
Jesus Christ, bro.
Yeah.
What's she going to do when I call her a Muppet cunt? How about that? Well, now what's going to happen? What, are you going to go after me on Twitter?
Hey, that's offensive to us Muppets.
I think it's so stupid.
Kermit the Frog,
come on, dude. She's a pretty person. She's a pretty girl.
Oh, obviously, you have
what
to
is she going to be worried about fucking Grumpelstiltskin Dave Meltzer's comments? Who gives a shit? But anyway, I get it because people feel bad that she might be offended by that. So then when she gets aware of it, now they've got to come to her defense. But otherwise, had she not been aware of it, nobody would have cared as much. I get it. But fuck that. Come on. He can say what he wants. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Cry about it.
And while bringing up Dave Meltzer, he also let us know that Ryan Satin was wrong, and Alistair Black's injury is more serious than previously reported. Ryan Satin said that when Alistair Black underwent groin surgery...
Ryan Satin sucks on cocks in hell.
He said that it was going to be a quicker turnaround than it actually is, and Dave Meltzer cleared this up, saying Satin's inaccurate. It is way more serious than we originally thought, and we don't have any more details at this time. But WWE is already, they pulled Black, from the Takeover show, and they've not announced anything because they want to see how storylines play out going forward. So
ridiculous.
But he definitely is more injured than they let on to. So
wow, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Speaking of injuries, also, not a big name to note here, but Sin Cara was injured recently as well. So...
no, I'm sorry, man.
Right? Hey, it's news.
We got a new
Add
sub.
that to the list of Ty Dillinger, possibly being injured after the house show on Monday night. So
thanks, Sebastian, for subbing to the channel, man. Yeah, man. Anything else though? I mean, yeah, we've been banned on. I've been banned on Twitter, so I mean, what's gonna happen now? You know, come at me, bitch. Come get me. SummerSlam Sunday. I don't give a shit. Fuck you.
That's right. It's the Joe Cronin Show anniversary.
Is it?
How many years?
Oh yeah, that's right.
This is
year? Yeah, this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 6 years. Yep, this will be the 6th year anniversary of the Joe Cronin Show. SummerSlam. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
That was the SummerSlam was what launched everything, man. It got 500 subs in like an hour. It's crazy.
Crazy. It was with Daniel Bryan beating John Cena.
Man, I'll never forget that. That was a John Cena sold that so well. Remember that? He just took that knee. He just bounced it. Yeah, that was it.
Face.
Mr. Handshake Randy Orton came out and
was that 2012 or 2013?
13.
So you're going into the 6th SummerSlam.
This will be the 6th SummerSlam, 5th
year. But
fucking can't do math right now.
I can't believe I've been doing this show for fucking 5 years straight. What the fuck? Leah's like, why are you doing this? Like back then, we're like, what are you doing? Why are you so loud? I'm in the living room. Why are you doing this?
So you've had a tumultuous back and forth history with Bubba Ray before, obviously. You guys have worked things out over Twitter and then in person, but
let's unwork them. Who cares? I'll be controversial.
I was a bit upset when I heard this. Bubba Ray Dudley called out the Revival over using the finisher of the Anvil, on Raw.
Why?
I don't understand why it's an issue at all. He said because they did the heart attack, but it wasn't used as the finish of the match. He said they used one of the best tag team finishes of all time as a mid-match spot. What the fuck?
All right, I can get that. I don't criticize them for that though. That's clearly a decision probably in the back, or
they were paying homage to the man just passed away. They're doing it for the Heart Foundation. It's supposed to be a touching tribute. They're not going to win the match, but at least they got to put the spot in. That's all it was supposed to be, was a in memorial. In memoriam, excuse me.
I mean, I get it,
But for him to go on like this, like it's this.
Why is he crying about this? Why don't you cry about the weekly show that blows? Does he cry about that?
WWE tweeted out and said this one's for the Anvil, and you see the Revival do the heart attack, and then he tweets out his tweet. So Dash responds, says, "Thanks, Bully. Always appreciate your input." And Dawson put hashtag ugh. So that was kind of amusing with their reply, but we'll see them this Sunday take on the B team and possibly win the Raw Tag Team Championship. So that'd be good. But granted, I just don't feel like this even need to be addressed. Finishers haven't been used as finishers for quite some time anyways.
Well, why would you blame the Revival? Blame the WWE's dumbasses for not fucking planning it the right way then.
Yeah, I mean, they weren't set to win the match, so either they don't do it at all, or, I'm just happy that they acknowledged, it's very frustrating.
After Hawk passed away, the first match Devon and I had on Raw, we used the Doomsday device to win the match. Over time, it became a tribute move we used during important parts of a match, and even won for the many times we gave the man the move, respect they deserve.
But they lost doing it as well.
Yeah, they lost doing it too.
Pointing it out. They lost.
You're a hypocrite, you big dumbass. Shut up, Bully Ray. You're a big fucking hypocrite, dumbass. Shut your mouth. Your fucking buddies up there in fucking the back of the goddamn WWE Creative. Devon's back there, you stupid fuck. What are you complaining about right now on Twitter for? Come on,
even
Bully
admits
Ray.
There, he's like, overtime became a tribute.
Yeah,
and
come on.
We did it, during important parts of the match.
Give me a break.
Not the ending, not the
Cut
finale.
the audio of this, you pussy. Shut up.
Why, you couldn't replace your finisher, the 3D? Obviously,
come on,
because that's your finisher, but you're doing the move as a tribute. So why is it an issue?
Fuck out of here, Bubba
but no
Ray.
one else can?
Bully Ray's a fucking crazy dude. What a dildo.
It's just very infuriating.
Your dumb fucking dildos in the back are the ones who planned it. Blame fucking Road Dogg. Blame Vince. Blame Devon. Blame fucking goddamn Erwin R. Shyster and everybody else back there.
Imagine it's found out that Devon's the agent of the match.
Yeah, right? Fucking stupid.
It'd be even better.
Dumb
oh
thing
my
to
God,
say.
It'd be so good.
This guy's like, get me if I'm wrong. Didn't I see you guys use that move not to win several times, and then he had to build the whole thing up. This is called spin, folks. Because this is, look at this. This is the guy who after Bully Ray crapped on the Revival. Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't you and Devon do the Doomsday Device as a mid-match move all the time? And then so that now the answer is yes, we did. The answer is yes, we did. I'm a hypocrite. However, this is called spin.
You just want
ready? Here it is. We used during important parts of the match that even won with it many times. After Hawk passed away, the first match Devon and I used on Raw to win the match. Listen, it's not the Revival's fault. It's the people in the back's fault. I don't even care. Well, so would it be better if the Revival just didn't use it whatsoever? Should the Revival just not use it? So it shouldn't have been used, and then everything would be okay, right? Why are you picking on the Revival, man? So clear. You know what this tells me is the guys don't like the Revival. The WWE.
I don't understand why they're such great tag team specialists. But
it's got to be because they're crapped on all the time. They get injured all the time. So they got some kind of soft thing they don't like about them or whatever. And now you got wrestlers coming out talking crap. Usually, I feel like this always happens when the people in the back are talking shit about them. And then eventually, like, to like Bully Ray, like, yeah, the Revival, these guys, and then they do this, and Jesus, we just fucking, they can't get it together. And then what happens is they do something like this, and a guy like Bully Ray goes, you know what? You guys are idiots or whatever. And, like, they start calling him out like this. Like, that's, to me, is a telltale sign. Because why would you comment on this? Blame the WWE. I wish I was on Twitter. I'd respond to this. But I'm not. So clip this shit. Maybe we can get a fucking sad cry from everybody like Dave Meltzer did.
We'll send it to him via audio, you know?
You bunch
Next
of
we'll have
pussies.
to go back to carrier message with pigeons.
Yeah.
That'll be real Twitter.
This is just in. Joe Cronin now on Napster.
Bringing back MySpace.
Christ. By the way, I want to shout out real quick.
LimeWire.
LimeWire. They'll give you a virus. Matt Gersey, thank you, Matt, for becoming a $10 patron. Donald Trump did as well. Mr. President became a $5 patron. Bernard Scott, Caitlin Robinson, Chad Lunchbox, and Russell James Stevens, the TB Jammer, Mike Hartzler, and Bronx Bulldog Derek Brown. Thank you for becoming patrons, and thank you to Shell for coming back as well at $10 a month. Thanks, everybody came back to being a patron on Patreon. Anyway, where do we go now? Because, well, let me play some of the donations because looks like we got
ShiBUM.
Twitter can suck a cock. Can't
Fuck
wait
you,
for
Twitter.
Out of Nowhere tonight. Few days of vacation left. Back to work Monday. Be making more money to support the show.
Ooh.
Love the content, bro. Keep doing what you do.
Thank you, Jason Tar. Your success is our success, apparently. So thank you, Jason Tar, for upping your Patreon stuff and everything, Jason. This was a donation from earlier. He accidentally donated when I was streaming where I was on my mobile device with only Super Chats enabled. So thank you, Jason Tar. Go ahead and take that fucking sound clip. Goddamn bunch of pussies.
Super Chat Party.
Meltzer's comments were light compared to what he used to say about Sable back in the day.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true.
What everybody used to say about Sable. Vince Russo, Vince McMahon. You know, it's funny, like, you know, Vince McMahon gets praised for everything, but, you know, Ryan Satin goes after Vince Russo all the time. It's so easy to go after Vince.
She's a fucking whore! I can't do it as good as Ken does.
It's just, Vince Russo is so creepy in those videos from a couple of years ago that it's so funny. Ryan Satin's head must be exploding because
Russo did an interview.
No, I won't give in till I'm victorious. I will defend.
I'm fucking Bobby Roode. Triple H wants to fuck me.
Glorious.
Do you have a feeling that they will treat SummerSlam as a traditional show for some matches like they did at WM34 just to set up for the Australian show and the women's PPV? Also,
Yeah.
I see Brock winning at SS since I can't see him losing 2 nights in a row.
There's been a couple reports that Brock is going to beat the shit out of Roman really quickly, and it's going to be shocking, but I don't know. Joe Cronin's cock must win. Thanks for the $24 donation. That is a big time donation.
You donated
and here's
50
another
bucks.
one.
I'm going to take my dick out because you donated
Whoa.
50 bucks.
Whoa.
You donated
Whoa.
50 bucks, motherfucker, boy. I'm a rich motherfucker.
Back to the best wrestling show on YouTube.
Welcome to the #1 podcast in your subscription boxes. Man, man in black. Holy shit, dropping $50.
Getting some of that monetize this money up in here.
The big 50. Wow, after Joe Cronin's cock must win, he does. Man, they fund the show tonight. Thank you guys for the big time donations. Man in black. Holy Christ almighty. But Man in Black, thank you, bro. Thank you, bro, for that huge donation. Thank you, guys. Hey, so the Vince Russo thing was really funny because, you know, Ryan Satin loses his mind if you, like, objectify women or you're sexist or whatever. Or even if you're not sexist, he just calls you a sexist, right? Because, I mean, that's so stupid. But, you know, Ryan Satin's the type of guy that just runs around calling people racist, sexist, crazy, homophobe. He just throws it out all over the place. Diminishing actual people that are homophobe, sexist, or whatever. Although homophobe's a weird word, I don't even know. That's just so what? You're scared of gay people? Who cares? You know, I like to grab those guys in the ass though and fuck with them. Like, ooh, they get freaked out. But no, a couple of years ago, the creepiest thing ever was fucking Vince Russo, and he's like, and you know him and Vince used to just jerk off to Sable. You know, they were like, damn it, she's got a nice rack. You know, and then, you know, Vince Russo was like, yeah, Vince, oh my God, I squished the melons. Bro, I put the melons in my mouth and I would drip her fucking purple nurple in my lips. Like, I don't know, whatever the fuck Vince Russo says, but I bet you he would have said that. But anyway, he's talking about a dinner. And I don't know where this podcast is anymore, but it's funny as fuck if you can find it. You know, at the time he was, like, selling things. Like, he was talking about dinner. Like, he was having a meet and greet. And he was having a couple of the women from the Vince Russo show or whatever. They were coming to the dinner too. And maybe there was another wrestling guy that was going to be there as well. And he was like, they were selling only like 4 tickets or like a few tickets to it. And you could come and hang out. And he was really using the girls, right, the hot women to sell the event. Like, so he's sitting there being like, and we got a few tickets, bro. A few VIP tickets available, bro. And listen, bro, Crystal is gonna be at the meal, bro, okay? So when you buy these tickets, bro, you're gonna be sitting next to Crystal, bro. She's hot, bro. She's looking good. You're looking good. The atmosphere. You bought a ticket. You are sitting at the table with us, bro. You're not sitting across somewhere else. You're not sitting over there. You're not outside trying to get in. You are sitting at the VIP table, bro, next to Crystal, bro. She is a single female, bro. You never know what's going to happen or what could happen. You never know. You might say something she likes. You might get a hug. You might even get a kiss on the cheek. I don't know what's going to happen, bro. But Crystal and Sarah are going to be there. And it's going to be an unbelievable event. And he's like really like sort of like insinuating you're going to get fucked by Crystal. It was the fucking
he was really
weird.
selling
Oh my
hard then.
God. Dude, it was the weirdest fucking thing ever. And I thought it was funny, but I also was like, what a weird fucking weirdo. But that's great. But I didn't have a problem with it. I just thought it was like, I was like, wow, this is fucking brilliant. You know what I mean? Like he's sitting there like piling it on. And I'm just thinking, man, imagine, because this is years ago, but when Ryan Satin was still doing whatever people do in Hollywood. I don't know, run around looking to diddle kids or whatever they do out there. And he wasn't involved in all this wrestling shit, really. He was at TMZ probably or something. I don't know. And I'm like, imagine if that had happened now. Ryan Satin's head would fucking explode, dude, if he heard that shit. He'd be like,
he would lose his mind.
You're trying to molest, to treat women like sexual objects. Yup. You pussy. Ryan Satin.
Didn't they do a thing with Sable where like she was selling the inflatable chair and she was just grinding on it for the entire time?
Yeah.
It's like, hey, yeah.
It was like the King of the Ring for deflatable chair almost.
And she was sitting on the
But it was WCW, right?
Chair.
Oh no, it was
Bro, they're going nuts, bro.
Was it really the King of the Ring chair in the WWF?
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's like burnt in my mind then somehow. Holy shit.
I can't imagine why.
Oh, the Russo thing was summer 2015. Pro Violence in the chat knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Damn.
That's fucking awesome. Oh my god, that's awesome. That's so fucking funny, dude. If you can find the clip, it is like you just put some weird fucking music, like boom.
Yeah, a little bit of porn music in the background, and that real 70s kind of bass shtick.
Bro, listen,
this.
Crystal's gonna be amazing, bro.
He
might
was just
shit on
laying it
your
on
lap.
so thick. He was trying to get everybody all horned up.
Oh
you
my
know?
god, dude. He was painting the picture of like perhaps a blowjob happening. It was amazing. It really was quite amazing. Fucking hilarious.
You got people buying the tickets being like, where's my blowjob? I got my dinner, but
yeah, they're gonna be really mad when Crystal's like, great, your name is Mike, cool, nice to meet you. Okay.
When she doesn't even show up.
Yeah.
She's a man, baby.
It'd be funny if he was like, Crystal, maybe rub the guy up a little bit. Well, anyway, let's get to SummerSlam real quick. We'll go through it if we can.
Do we have to?
Besides,
yeah,
no shit. Besides the card here, one of the main things I wanted to bring up tonight was there's a big rumor going around at this point, which has been apparently not double but triple verified, that there's a backstage meeting scheduled just hours before SummerSlam is to begin with Brock Lesnar.
Ooh.
So, on the Fired Up podcast, they had stated that apparently Sunday around 4 o'clock, Brock Lesnar will have a closed-door meeting with the head honcho, Stephanie, Triple H, Vince, etc. This is said via Ringside News. They continue, I don't know what the meeting's about, but if he retains the title, you can expect Brock Lesnar will be working for both WWE and UFC. He is having, and I've been told by 3 sources, this closed-door meeting with the head honchos just hours before his matchup with Roman Reigns at SummerSlam.
That's pretty crazy.
So maybe they are, he's still working through some new contract negotiations. Maybe they do want him to continue going forward. Maybe he is going to retain and keep the title, and they want to go with this UFC thing still. That's a possibility, but I certainly hope not.
Yeah, I really hope that it's starting to wonder if they're gonna do what we've been hearing a little bit about, which is again like him just beating the shit out of Roman. No one would see that coming. Yeah.
Dana White even responded saying LOL to Roman's joke about Brock will have his head up Dana White's ass by the time he finishes with him. So
yeah, he might
even got Dana White to respond to that on Twitter.
And then he got banned.
We had said on the Raw and SmackDown reviews, we brought this up, that there's apparently 2 ideas for the Lesnar-Roman match. This is coming from Brian Alvarez with the Wrestling Observer. He said, NoDQ.com, one of them is the extremely short match, and the other, you guessed it, is a long match. By long, I mean one of the longest matches Brock has done since he's returned to the company. They're going to decide which one is best on the day of the show. So that could be what's going on with the meeting as well. They could be going over both outcomes and both desired matches and how they're going to be handled. And then from there, I guess they're waiting to see the crowd's reaction. If the crowd is really hijacking the match, then when they're out there, they're going to say, go with option A. This is going to be the quick match. And, the cash-in could happen. That's not even, I guess, set in stone at this point. And that's what was making me nervous, as we discussed briefly last night, was that a lot of things, Connor, we brought this up, are not definitively planned yet. And that made me really nervous and apprehensive about this pay-per-view. You figure
they do that
usually
all the time, though.
No, I know they do, but this is like multiple matches, not just their main event or 2 I guess multiple matches they're hemming and hawing and going back and forth on. And you figure when they come up with these plans, this is still scripted television. They should have an idea of where they want to go. And it's not like they're responding entirely to fan reception. This is them not being able to be confident in their decisions and pick where they want to go.
No, they don't. They just don't. I mean, that's been one of our biggest things that we've talked about before, and one of the things that we've been frustrated with as fans is that they don't. We hear all these rumors about, there's speculation they might go in this direction, they might not. They fucking drop shit at the dime and change things last minute so frequently, and I'm not surprised by this at all. One thing I've been saying a lot is WWE has done a great job of making SummerSlam feel like a big event, but the matches themselves don't feel like they fit into this venue.
Yeah.
It is very similar to what that donation said earlier, was that SummerSlam, even though it's supposed to be one of the big 4, feels like a pit stop on the road to Australia.
Yeah,
that's
which
the
is
thing. Because we had the greatest Royal Rumble in Saudi, that felt like, WrestleMania 2 at that point in time. At least that's how they had booked it and handled it in a sense. No, it wasn't the biggest of all matches, but the way they promoted it, it certainly felt that way.
Right.
And I don't feel like they've come in with the same regard to SummerSlam this year. So I agree entirely. Yeah. It certainly feels like they're building more towards Australia and Evolution, the female pay-per-view, than this.
What do they think? Dude, the crowd's going to shit on this shit.
If they were smart, they would put Roman and Brock in the middle. Right. They would not make it the main event.
Yeah. That will do, because the crowd will be fatigued, and they'll realize they've seen what they saw, and this is it. And now they'll be like, oh, this again? Fuck.
And I guess they're kind of counting on people that are not happy with the match leaving at the main event, so they have more people that want to stay, obviously, are going to cheer,
right?
If that makes sense. You're going to have, if you're going to actually not get up and leave and be like, oh, I'm done with this, you want to be there still, so you're not going to be as willing to hijack the match. That's their thought of also having it as the main event.
Well, as the main event is a mistake.
I agree, but...
Because, if you put it in the middle, then people are going to be like, all right, there's stuff after this. But it's probably going to be the main event. But, having it the main event, again, it's going to be the main event. Brock Lesnar's there. But it's just, man, people are going to be tired, sweaty. They're going to be just like rocking Roman and Brock again. Broman, yeah. There's the fucking Roman Reigns. Broman Brains is the name of a new guy on Twitter now. It's going to be like WrestleMania. People are going to be fucking deflated, and it's a New York crowd. They're going to shit on you. They're going to shit on this.
I remember I was there last year. They shat on the Fatal 4-Way a little bit.
Unless they do something whacked out, like to begin. Like to start the show, they do something whacked out.
This is what was the sixth time we're seeing them fight each other?
Can you imagine?
Was the cage match quick?
No, not really.
I feel like it was.
It was sort of. I thought it was like 9 minutes. 11 minutes.
It was longer than that.
Okay, imagine this.
I'll find out.
Imagine if they hadn't done any of this Heyman stuff the way they did it. Imagine if when the match started and they were facing opposite directions and Heyman was outside the ring, and the bell rang, and the referee turned to like look at Lesnar to check him like he checks everybody. He checks Roman, then he goes over to check Lesnar, and then Heyman fucking low blows Lesnar in the balls. And then fucking the crowd's like, what the fuck? Like right to start. And Heyman just like has a crazy look on his face and he walks over and then he's in Roman's corner or something like that. And he really pounds the shit out of fucking Lesnar a couple times. And
just like Orton in the balls.
Now the referee's waiting for Brock Lesnar to get to his feet to ring the bell. And even if Roman runs right up and Superman punches him, covers him, and he doesn't win. And the match keeps going, now the crowd is intrigued. Now the crowd is like, what the fuck? And now people are chanting whatever the fuck they chant. They don't know what to think at this point, and the match continues. You would have interest. That's a way that you wouldn't have the crowd shitting on the match. They would be like, what the fuck's going on? And essentially, you flipped, and then, whether Brock leaves or whatever happens, I don't know. And even if Heyman doesn't go in Roman's corner, but Heyman did that, and Roman knew he would do that, whatever. But that would be interesting compared to what if it's just the same thing as WrestleMania. You got to do something whacked out to begin the match.
Yeah, no, I think that they definitely blew their load on Raw with the whole pepper spray shit. Like, on one hand, I was laughing my ass off because of it's just like, who the fucking pepper spray? It just feels like an 80s thing to me. But at the same time, I felt like they just like completely like there's like zero real intrigue going into it. I would have loved it if they kept the whole concept of we weren't sure what was up with Heyman and Lesnar's relationship, and I would have done the thing where Heyman does like his whole introduction thing, like, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman, I'm the ad, and like stops halfway and then drops the mic and just walks off.
See, that would have been great. I love the fact that he handed that paper to Roman Reigns, and that's where they should have ended it. Roman should have looked down, he should have went to say something, and he said, give me my answer Sunday. And they could have just, at least then you have a cliffhanger. Oh my God, could Roman possibly be turning heel? Yes, we're not going to get it, but at least then we have like, the smart fans get a little bit more intrigue. The casuals don't know what's going to happen. There's that what if scenario, and it builds more to it than just saying, oh, look at that, it was all a ploy to get his ass kicked days before SummerSlam, the same old routine. It just felt very blasé and unoriginal, and it didn't help with the ratings, that's for sure, because the Raw ratings ended up being a 2.82 Monday night. So, and at that point when it happened, it was only a 2.76. People tuned out when Brock came out.
2.82. Wow, they're doing really good, huh? Like the guy that said the ratings are up.
Smackdown was a 2.18. So
Jesus.
I want to throw this out to you guys too. Do you think Kurt Angle is going to interfere?
I wouldn't. I didn't think about that, but I don't think so.
I thought about that I think yesterday, and I'm like, I don't think so. But then again, Angle's been pretty adamant and vocal about Lesnar, and then Lesnar did F5 him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe Angle does the run in and screws over Lesnar.
They could have a lot of things like this to protect Lesnar if Roman is going to win. But I know, Joe, you had said it before, but I mean, we've all said it at one point in time. Connor, you as well. We felt like, oh, Roman has to win here. But the way they've built this and handled this, it feels like this has to be Roman's time, right? I mean, does anybody else have that feeling?
If not, like, what the fuck are they going to do?
Exactly. What's the point if he's not winning? What are they getting at? What are they accomplishing?
Well, this whole thing just feels like a Roman win because, traditionally, why would the bad guy get the upper hand the other night, and why would they blow their load with Heyman right now instead of Sunday? It feels weird. It feels like, okay, they're just going to go Roman's the good guy and he's got to overcome, and Roman's going to win. That's what they're setting up. Now, if they don't do that, then that's kind of smart, but they are clearly setting up the classic good guy wins over the bad guy.
Yeah, that's what you had said, overcoming the odds.
Even though Roman's not really a good guy.
No, but that's what they were trying to instill in everyone's mind. Brock's the bad guy. He doesn't care about you. He doesn't care about the fans or the company. He doesn't care about anything but himself. And then there's Roman. He's defending the honor of the wrestlers and the fans. And, they made him the second coming of Jesus at this point. It's unfortunate. But either way, it is that good versus evil motif. But it's not interesting. Yeah. And it's not just, oh, it's Roman, oh, it's
lazy.
And that's exactly it. It doesn't matter who you put in this, scenario. If it's still booked the same way, it's still going to get the same criticism.
Again, I want to remind everybody, tomorrow night, NXT Lowell, Massachusetts. Connor will be there. I'll be there. I'll be there early, actually, probably helping Top Rope Promotions promote our show on September 14th and 15th, Lowell, Massachusetts for that. And Brockton, Massachusetts. Double Summer Showdown dates this year. The NWO is in the house. Sean, Waltman, X-Pac, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall. September 14th and 15th for the double-day Summer Showdown event in Lowell, Massachusetts, and in Brockton, Mass. Get those tickets as well. Check out the Facebook page at Top Rope Promotions and brownpapertickets.com. And I'll be there talking about it at NXT tomorrow. So we'll see you there for that. Get still maybe 1 or 2 tickets available. It looks like there's a couple tickets, a smattering of them available. Probably be sold out at the event. People probably buy them at the door. So get them now if you want, if you're local. Whether you're in New Hampshire.
It's a great venue.
New Hampshire can get there easy. Everybody in New Hampshire, you can get to Lowell easy. Massachusetts, you can get there. If you're really in a nut job, you can get there if you're in Rhode Island too. So
it's a great venue too because it's like a smaller arena, or a smaller little area. It's an auditorium almost.
Yeah.
So anywhere you sit, you can get pretty much a good seat.
Yeah, this place, it's loud in there. This is people remember the clips. Samoa Joe won the title there, I think a year and a half ago. So that was
where Sean lost his smile.
That was a shock, bro. And it's where Sean lost his smile. That's right. Holy shit, I forgot all about that.
Wow.
That's the same building.
How the fuck I remember this shit? I have no idea.
Yeah, you weren't even watching then, were you?
No, I was. So I got into it really late. I started watching wrestling, ready for this, in 2000.
But that's what blows my mind about you is that happened. I was watching that lot on TV, but that's the building and everything. It's just so funny.
I wouldn't remember the building.
I watched way too much wrestling.
To be honest, I forgot, and I thought it was Worcester. I thought they were in Worcester for that because I knew it was Massachusetts. I thought it was Worcester.
No, they did a couple of taped Raws over there. That was also, I believe, it was the same venue where Triple H won the European title from Shawn, where they did the whole thing like, "Yo, Sarge, I did it."
Yeah. That was the was it the same place as where they did the Merry Christmas and their asses out too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because you could always tell, because it was like a bigger version of the Manhattan Center. You know,
that's
whatever.
actually, that's pretty accurate.
Just slightly bigger, you know, but it's a very similar idea. But yeah, that's really cool. It's gonna be fun tomorrow night in NXT. We got maybe time to run through the SummerSlam card, or we can wait. I mean, we can run through it though, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, we can certainly tackle through it quickly on the quickly side. I have the updated odds too, so I guess I can, after we give our predictions, just kind of comment on that quickly. But right off the bat, kickoff show, Andrade, Cien Almas, and Zelina Vega versus Rusev and Lana. Personally, I think it'd be nice to see Rusev and Lana get a win here, but I don't see them winning. I think this is how they're going to finally put a nail into Rusev Day's coffin. You know, they're trying to get rid of Aiden English. I imagine him getting involved, trying to help once again, and that leads to Aiden English versus Rusev. So yeah. I think Almas will win.
I think Rusev kicks Lana in the face.
I got
You like the fish?
I got two things here. Number one, Cien Almas, you know, really should fucking probably not lose, but at the same time, on a pre-show, a lot of times they like to make the faces win. They get the crowds going, get the crowd going. With the story, you would think Aiden English would come out and interfere and fuck it up again, and they would just keep rolling with that story, or something like that. So I'm gonna go with Cien Almas victory here. Yeah.
I don't think there's any reason not to have Cien win, but yeah, I'm going to go on the easy one there and just say Cien gets the win here.
And then, you know, Rusev goes on to face Aiden English pretty soon, and then he'll get the win over him.
Yep.
Yeah. Probably Aiden English will fade away at that point, I would believe.
Yeah, I think that'll be the nail in his coffin.
Which is,
next up, we got the Cruiserweight Championship, Cedric Alexander, Drew Gulak. On the kickoff show, unfortunately, I mean, at least they're part of the show, but I think Cedric Alexander might actually retain. I'd like to see Drew Gulak win, but
did someone say Drew?
his character transformation has been awesome. I mean, going from the PowerPoint presentation guy to what he is now, it's night and day difference.
Yeah, you could you could put the belt on him and have him spice up the show a little bit, but I think, I would think that belt stays on the champ.
Yeah, especially like you said, with it being the kickoff show and trying to do the face thing, kind of makes sense.
I don't know. I think Drew's going to win.
They might be right. I think I will say, Connor, if anybody if there was going to be a heel of these 3 matches or 4 or whatever they are, I could see Drew winning out of all these other ones too. But I'll stick with the champ, Cedric keeping it. But
Vegas has the odds for this. You know, dead even.
Well, see, this one's a tough one because here's the first thing. A face winning is the face wins exciting. Keep it up. I don't know if Cedric Alexander really is like gonna be cheered like that, so it's not as important.
Revered,
I think that they may think that the belt changing hands would create more of a buzz early on than anything else. So, and then that gives Drew Gulak his time after the reward for what he's changed himself to.
Plus, they haven't really. One thing they've done very well on 205 Live is that they've never really defended the championships on big stages or pay-per-views anymore. The last time they defended on pay-per-view was the Greatest Rumble. So they didn't do it at Backlash. They didn't do it at the Money in the Bank. They didn't do it at Extreme Rules. They kept it on 205 Live. So having it at SummerSlam, even though it's the fucking kickoff show, would be a huge deal, especially a huge platform for a title change, especially where Cedric's been on a tear since Mania. So that's why I think Drew's going to win it.
All right, man.
Makes sense.
I'm going to switch my. You got me to switch my. You got me to switch mine. I'm going Drew. I'm going to Drew because
I'm going to say Cedric then, just to be the outlier.
I just think now that it's exciting to see a belt change hands on the pre-show, and I think that's the main reason why they do it. But I mean,
I'm right there with you.
Yeah. Next up, we have Bubba Ray's favorite, the Revival, taking on the B Team for the Raw Tag Team Championship. You know, the B team just retained their titles in a triple threat on Raw. We saw Matt Hardy's possible last match as well. Don't know what's going on with Bray going forward. Revival's getting their singles opportunity here. I think the Revival's going to take the belts.
I think that
might be the crazy answer, but because they have so much in the B team being undefeated. But
I don't think they're going to take tag belts off someone on the pre-show. I think the B team will just retain, because I think if they're going to have the tag titles change hands, it would be on the main show. I feel like, but so I'm going B team.
This is tough, honestly.
This is tough. It is another one.
This site also doesn't say that it's on the kickoff show.
Oh, really?
It is.
But last we had heard, I thought on Raw it said it was on the kickoff show. So, you said it was, Connor, as well, right?
As far as I knew, I thought they said on Raw it was on the kickoff show.
I thought so as well. So this was updated today, but
fuck, this is tough. I'm gonna go with B team, because it really it's so head scratching why they did a tag team title match on Raw and then a rematch essentially 6 days fucking later.
I think their plans changed with Matt Hardy's injury and stuff.
I think you're right. So
yeah, they wanted to give him one more match and just I think it would have been a triple threat on SummerSlam night, but
I think they had something completely different planned out, and they were like, "Oh shit."
The Revival, you know, if they win, then you have the B team trying to get the belts back, because they already destroyed the Authors of Pain at this point. I mean, it feels like they're no credible threat whatsoever. They're losing to Titus Worldwide at this point. So,
well, remember they tried to work the Revival in to Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy. That was the whole plan, and they tried that twice. Didn't work. The Revival got injured twice, and all of a sudden, what do we see now? The Revival wiggling in again, and they were clearly setting something up with the Revival and Hardy again, and again. Now Matt Hardy's injured and probably done with his wrestling career, and so it didn't work again for the third time. So that is the only thing that's a big reason why I could see, you know, the belts would change hands, because maybe they want to get them on the Revival. So, you know, but at the same time, I'm gonna go B team just because it's on the pre-show. I think it's weird. But maybe that will be the match where they turn the belts, and that's the exciting thing. But it's not, because they're a heel team. So I say belts stay on the B team for the happy factor, and then you get the belt switching on the 205 Live belt. That's the exciting thing there, and then they feel like they've got kind of a warm energy going into the main show.
Yeah, I could see that, but I'm going to stick with the Revival. I personally think that the B team will try and regain the belts the next night. So they'll have a rematch.
Don't get me wrong, I want Revival to win. Like, I love the B team. I think they're funny, but I want Revival to win.
I want them to win in a bigger moment, though. I want them to win where it's like, oh my god, like these guys just won the belts, and now they're like dickheads, and they're the champions. On the pre-show, I just feel like it's not crazy to say, but it's not. I don't think it's a big enough stage. I think Raw, or you know, on the card would have been a bigger stage.
This is another one that's dead set even for the odds. So,
all right,
kind of rare to see that, but
it is weird.
Actually, the Cruiserweight Championship just got updated as of an hour ago, and Cedric Alexander is no longer favored to win. So now it's Drew Gulak.
Good thing I changed my pick. Good change. Good call, Connor. We had Mr. Gulak.
I get the rest of the card fucking wrong, but I got that one right.
They still don't have odds for to be determined for the previous two matches, the B team and the Rusev Lana match. So next up we have Finn Balor versus Baron Corbin, the Constable. This seems pretty straightforward, like it's going to be a win for Finn. Be nice to see the Demon Finn come back, but I think they would have alluded to him being the Demon at this point.
Is this pre-show?
This is not the pre-show. This is supposed to be on the main card.
Okay. Is this the opening match, I wonder? Could be. Might not be. Could be.
Could be. I'm thinking it might be. That, or we might see the SmackDown Tag Team Championship open the show.
Oh, man.
I don't know how this feud is even continuing at this point, you know, and they faced each other, you know, twice now. Both men have each won once.
Right.
So we got the rubber match here for SummerSlam. Definitely seems like Balor is going to win and go on to pun intended, bigger and better things.
Yeah.
Since this is all about Balor being short.
Because really, what else can you do if Corbin wins again?
Yeah, now Balor's just fucked. Like, and they're using Corbin in an authority role, sort of to. You know, so
he doesn't
which
need
I like.
win.
Yeah,
I do like the authority role. It has grown on me with him being constable, but you don't need him to win here. You need Balor to win to be able to move on.
Yeah, so Balor wins. I agree.
Balor's favored to win anyways, negative 270 over plus 190. So
boom.
Next up, SmackDown Tag Team Championship, Bludgeon Brothers versus New Day.
I'm blown away that Bar didn't win this one. Can I just
That was my biggest problem. You bring them, they're finally back, and you bring them back, and then they lose. We've seen the New Day be tag team champions so many times.
We're the Usos.
The Usos lost to New Day, and we haven't seen them in quite some time.
Sorry.
Same thing with Naomi.
It's just really funny. Like, fuck the Usos.
Where are they? Like, what the hell? Like, I mean, they seem like the #1 team, and it seemed like the Bludgeon Brothers would be the #1 adversary at the time, and they would stick with that again, or something.
Yeah, because we never really got that good one-on-one match between these two teams. They just made it like a beatdown, essentially. The Hammers got involved, and it became more.
Remember
like
all the good
hardcore
ideas I
match.
had and we talked about, with them beating up Naomi's trophy.
Shit.
Like, they never did anything.
The thing that blows my mind the most about this whole thing is that the Bludgeon Brothers have been having fucking jobber matches. Why? They're the fucking champions.
Yeah. Why are they in there beating people up?
You figure the New Day would have the jobber match.
But they don't even need them.
No, neither team does, but granted, of all things, you don't have the champions doing this.
And it would be better if the announcers alluded to that, like if one of the announcers was like, "Do you know the Bludgeon Brothers don't need to be out here defending their belts?" Well, yeah, it's like, yeah, they do. They're so good. They're putting up offers to anybody to come challenge them. And they're like, oh, yeah, anybody, like this guy in the ring, Bob Jones from, like, Bumble. There's a whole locker room back there that would like a shot at these titles. Like, and, in due time, that type of conversation back and forth where, the Bludgeon Brothers are putting out open challenges in a way, and these people are meeting the challenge, but they're not accepting a challenge from the back yet. You could have sort of told that story if you wanted to have them have these jobber matches where, like, Paige is like, we're going to have some real competition at SummerSlam because we're going to have a tournament with the guys in the back. You guys have been challenging guys that are about a quarter of your size for the last 3 weeks. They could have really sort of molded that in really quickly, and it would have made more sense. But again, it's a little, they think it's wrestling fans. They don't even notice that. Who cares?
Too little, too late.
I don't know. It's just very weird, but there's almost nowhere to go. Like, Sheamus and Cesaro are kind of, even though they're, like, we got really bored of them. But I'm almost want to see them still. And
we've had quite a length of time with them being away, so it makes the heart grow fonder. Distance does.
Well, Bludgeon Brothers are really exciting too when they were the Wyatts and stuff. Like, they would put on some pretty damn good matches with the Usos. But it seems like all we've seen is that sort of slow power style that's hasn't really been entertaining at this point. I got to be honest, hasn't really built a story up. So if they don't have a good match at SummerSlam, even if they lose the belts, if they don't have a good match, it's like, man, what do we do with those guys? You know what I mean? I don't even know because I'm kind of bored, to be honest.
No, I'm right there with you because I remember, what was it, Money in the Bank when they were in Boston? They had that was the kickoff show, or that was the first match.
It was awesome.
It's fucking nuts.
Crowd was on fire for that.
That was so good.
I don't know.
By the way, Connor, they had been having. I want to say they had either one more awesome match after that, or they had two before it as well. And I remember thinking, like, we saw one of the better ones. Yeah, there was like a series of really, like, they had another match that was really good, and it just so happens that we experienced one of them that was really good, but there was another one that was probably better, and then there was another one that was good too, and it was like, wow, these guys are having great matches. And there was like they had 3 or 4 good matches, and one of them was that Money in the Bank show.
Yeah, that was really good. And the Bludgeon Brothers, back when they were the Wyatt family, especially Luke Harper, over Eric Rowan, but Luke Harper is so agile for a big guy and just very, very impressive. They work very well together, and we've seen them put on fantastic matches where they're not using the whole, like you said, the power physique, where they're doing the big moves, the big power slams and whatnot. So I wish they would go back a little bit more to their agile stage. I think that would make this really interesting.
Yeah, if they really just started it's very similar to Mankind when he used to throw himself around into the steps and over the steps and all over the place. Luke Harper kind of does some of that, and that gets really. Rowan is always a slub as shit, but Luke Harper really gets exciting sometimes, and I hope he can do that. But they got the fucking diesel goth pants on right now. Anyway, basically, I have no idea who's gonna win this.
I'm going with the Bludgeon Brothers. They're favored to win anyways, but I have a feeling that they're going to retain.
Who are they facing?
New Day.
See, and that was the other point I was going to make, was that we had them in New Day and fucking Usos in a triple threat at Mania, and we were all like, holy shit. And it was like,
We got nothing out of it because they turned it into like a hardcore slugfest, basically.
Yeah, so I'm hoping this will be better, but...
All right, I'll go Bludgeon too.
Yeah, I don't think New Day is going to win the belts back because I think Sanity is going to fuck it up.
Oh.
That's true, too. We could see that happen as well. So, next one we have is Shinsuke Nakamura, the United States Champion, defending against Jeff Hardy. This comes after, obviously, we saw Nakamura being absolutely terrorized by a drug-sniffing dog. We've seen Randy Orton... It also terrorized Jeff Hardy. So is Randy going to be an X factor in this match? Is it going to become a triple threat? I don't think so. My thought here is that Jeff is about to win. Randy costs him the match. Nakamura retains. And that's why we're going to see Jeff versus Randy, which is already advertised on the Arena's website for Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
So knowing that they're having that match, they let that slip ahead of time. Then they took down the tweet. I think Nakamura retains, and Nakamura is favored here as well. Letting you know. So
100%.
I think Nakamura retains, and Jeff goes on to face Orton in a singles feud.
Yep, I agree 100%.
It was also rumored that Ty Dillinger, as we said, was getting like a slight mini push going forward, and he might have been going for the U.S. title. But now that he got injured, I'm waiting to see how bad that injury is.
Yeah, we still don't even know what the hell's going on.
Yeah, so unfortunate that he finally gets a chance to, move up the ladder rung a little bit, and now he gets hurt. We've wanted to see him on TV again for so long, not standing next to R-Truth. Who do you think is going to win, Connor?
For the U.S. title, I mean, pretty straightforward that Orton's going to interfere. I mean, I hope he just does that creepy, masturbation pose that he showed in the I'm hiding behind the curtain. Dude, the fucking amount of memes. I even tweeted out a couple like that, that look on your face when, and just fucking some great stuff on Twitter. I'm right there with Jake. It's like Jeff's gonna get it, Orton's gonna run in. I don't know. It just what I would love to do, and what I think would be really creative if they fucking try to pull it off, would be to have Orton screw up the whole thing. He gets thrown out. Then Paige is like, nope, fuck this. Triple threat for the title. Go. And restart it as a triple threat and have Orton win the damn thing. But if it's just the two of them, Orton's going to screw over Jeff and Nakamura's going to retain.
Yeah, certainly seems to be that way. So makes sense. Kind of writes itself. Let's see here. Next up, we have the WWE Intercontinental Championship match. Dolph Ziggler taking on Seth Rollins. I felt that they shouldn't have had Dean Ambrose return on Raw. To me, I mentioned that it was a bit upsetting because really his return came down to, and here's Dean Ambrose, rather than Seth getting his ass kicked and then his music hits and he runs out and the crowd explodes. Yes, it was expected, but it still would have been a surprise versus Seth coming out and being like, it's not my travel arrangement issues, it's Dean Ambrose's. I just felt like that was rather flat. The audience reception was good, but I feel like they kind of screwed the pooch on this one. So
unless it's saving it for an Ambrose turn.
That's what I want out of this. A lot of people feel like Seth Rollins is going to win, and then we'll see Seth and Dean feud going forward. I don't think that Dean and Seth, their feud needs the IC title to be effective. So for me, I'd rather see Dolph Ziggler retain and then he and Drew McIntyre fight each other over the IC title. But I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think Seth is going to win here. Seth is also favored to win for the odds at this point in time.
You think Seth's going to win? Do you think
I think Seth's going to win here.
Wow. Really?
Yeah, it goes against what I want and what I'm kind of been thinking, but with what I've been hearing and reading lately about them wanting to bring the feud forward, I think that Seth's going to win the belt back.
I think at some point, Drew McIntyre is going to get involved. It's going to become time for Dean.
You're damn right I am.
It's going to come time for Dean to step up to help Seth at the end. And instead, he's going to attack Seth. And then Dolph will get the pin. And Dean will just leave. Yep. And there'll be something between Seth and Dean without the belt. And
that's originally what I had thought, too. And then you had kind of said the opposite on Monday. You kind of sold me on it might take a few weeks for Dean to turn. And the more from what I hear,
what I'm concerned about is
what I'm seeing.
Yeah, I'm concerned that they're going to be like, you think that that's going to happen, right? You think it's going to happen really bad. So it won't happen. And then Dean will do this in the next couple weeks. That's
it's like those moments where you see everybody staring at the entrance ramp and then nothing comes. You know, that kind of anticipation. I think that's what they're going for here. So,
yep, it could happen. I'm still going to go with the obvious thing for some reason, just because, I don't know. I just feel like I would book it that way no matter what people thought, but they might not.
Yeah. I'm going to go against the grain. I am going to say Seth wins the title back.
Because they can still tell that story, because then they can be like, look at Dean, and they're raising each other's hands, and it took Dean to come back to be the equalizer on Drew McIntyre, and then shit happens after that. Yeah. We're gonna get to the donations in a minute. I know there's a couple of them here. Connor, what do you think?
I mean, I was gonna say the one thing I do like about it was that Dean didn't say shit when he came back. Like, he didn't say a damn thing.
Yeah, he just came out there and looked
all business.
Like
yeah, so it makes me think they're gonna pull the trigger at SummerSlam more. I mean, I know it's cliche, I know it's like easily written, but I'm still thinking Dean's gonna screw over Seth, because I think it'd be a bigger shocking moment.
He's got such a heel look too. It's like this guy is
fucking ripped.
He is huge now, and like I said, it was so impressive. You figure with the type of injury that he had, that he was able to build up his upper body like that.
Yeah, he's just sitting back. I mean, working out. Gonna get good looking. Okay, so there you go. So we all, except for Jake, thinks.
Yeah, I think Seth's gonna win.
All right. So there we go.
Next up, we got the Money in the Bank contract match here. We have Braun Strowman defending his Money in the Bank briefcase. And Braun is heavily favored to win, but I have said it before, I have overhyped myself in this one mentally, just because they made that stipulation saying that, Stephanie McMahon put it into effect that anything happens, we're going to see Owens win. Any disqualification, count out, anything like that. It doesn't just have to be pinfall or submission for the briefcase to change hands. And knowing that we saw Braun attack Triple H at Survivor Series last year, nothing ever came of it, and they said they wanted to have Braun versus Triple H at Mania. They were considering that at one point. It's something like they surely could build to. So they cost Braun the briefcase. They've had Owens be the champion before. We know that Owens is facing Roman Reigns at Hell in a Cell. We've reported this for over a month now. So if he's facing Roman, one of the two of them have to be champion, no? Sort of feels like that's what's being set up here.
Well, yeah, now they wouldn't face each other if he had the Money in the Bank and Roman was champion, though.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe I'm saying he would cash in the same night. He would cash in at SummerSlam.
Maybe Roman's not champion, and Owens has the briefcase.
That could be it as well.
Fuck, the whole Money in the Bank briefcase thing has me fucking my head spinning.
Right?
Because there's so many fucking ways they can go about this.
Because now Braun can assault Stephanie or go after Stephanie or something. I want to see Stephanie assaulted is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, imagine if they make a Randy Orton shirt, but instead of get these hands, it's shake these hands.
RKO.
I'm gonna,
I'm going with Owens winning. I am.
Wow.
I know he's not favored to, but I think Owens is going to get the briefcase and cash in at SummerSlam. I'm saying it now. I've been saying it for weeks.
This is just
I'm
too
going to be
creative.
wrong. I know it. But.
This is just too creative at this point for them. I feel like this is trying to add a stipulation to something that, you know what I mean, for no reason. So I'm going to say that Braun holds on to it, but I like our thinking and your thinking, but I almost wish they'd do it in a way, but I don't think they will, and I'm going to go Braun.
I'm going to go Braun. However, I think just to kind of make us, they're going to give us moments where we think, they have to give us moments where we think Owens is going to win, because they haven't done that yet. They haven't given us any moment in any match between these two where we think, oh, maybe there's a fucking chance Owens is going to win. And I
got a great idea.
I think
I got
I
one
think
great
they're going to
idea.
do it with Jinder Mahal.
Oh, Jinder come out.
Well, because he's been
That's
fucking
right.
associated with him lately.
That's right.
Yeah,
He
so I
dumped
think
him
they're
off
gonna
the
have Jinder
stage.
Yep, they're gonna have him do some sort of bullshit where like you think he's gonna win, and you're like gonna have a heart attack, and Twitter's going nuts over the thing. But no, I think Braun will keep the briefcase.
That's a great
because
point.
technically Owens won.
Do you want to know
What
one
if Jinder
thing?
comes out and kicks Owens in the balls, and then Kevin Owens wins by disqualification?
Oh yeah.
What if they had something cheap like that?
That's the thing they never do, even though that'd be the easiest solution instead of all this other dumb shit. Just go out there and punch him.
They've only done it once before with Orton and Christian, which I thought was genius.
Yeah, where he was spitting in his face.
I got a great idea. Owens handcuffs Braun Strowman outside the ring. Or like to the guard.
Better than duct tape.
They don't have guardrails, but it'd be great if he handcuffed Braun outside, ran back to the ring, referee started counting, and when the referee got to like 6 or 7, fucking Braun just goes, he just rips them off and then runs into the ring and makes it back anyway. But you're like, oh my god, he's gonna win the fucking Money in the Bank. He handcuffed the guy. Referee doesn't even know that. And, we can't make it back to the ring. And then, Braun just breaks the handcuff and still gets back to the ring. So there's a lot of things they could do to make you think, oh, shit.
Braun pulls up the whole corner piece.
Rips the whole thing off and brings it with him into the ring.
the whole security railing, and brings in the whole long railing.
And then hits him with it and he loses. Because he used the weapon.
Nicholas comes out of nowhere.
And then Nicholas comes out and chops off Kevin Owens' balls.
I think Braun has to be disqualified or counted out here. They put in that stipulation. It's just...
They'll make him look like an idiot, too. If they do that, they'll
it
make him
would.
look so stupid.
And they often try to make him look like a moron. That's the thing. Like, there's been many times where he could have won matches, but he was more obsessed with revenge and over victory. They've kind of cast him as that, caveman meathead type at times. So we saw it at Money in the Bank. He was busy slamming Owens through a table when he could have been climbing the ladder and had the match won twice. He didn't even need much of a ladder. He was so damn tall. Remember?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I wonder what their thinking going into this is. I wonder if they think, because they're building everything around Roman and Brock almost. I wonder if they feel like do a bunch of exciting stuff during the show so that when people get to Brock and Roman, they feel like the show's been exciting. Or if they feel do almost nothing, so when they get to Brock and Roman, they'll want to cheer because nothing else has happened. But I think the opposite. I think if you want people to be booing less during Roman and Brock, you do exciting things throughout the night, so the people aren't like, we didn't get to see anything tonight. Now it's Brock and Roman. But I think they're screwed no matter what they do. I think either way the crowd's like grunts like, we saw that good stuff earlier, now we got Brock and Roman, or we didn't see shit earlier, now it's Brock and Roman, and we got to go home. Fuck this. I think either way, it's a negative response. Like, there's no way to get out of it. Like, that's
such a hard thing to tackle, yeah.
But anyway, go ahead. I'll go Braun, and I think Connor went Braun, and you went Owens, and I think the creative, fun thing would be if Owens did it, but...
Yeah, I'm going this pay-per-view off of emotion and not logic, if you couldn't tell, but I'm trying to change it up and just have some fun.
I don't know
with
what
it,
you're talking about. I have no fucking logic. I don't know what the fuck
well,
I'm talking about.
Sense from
I don't know what I'm
so
talking
far,
about.
I would just love to see that. I would love to see. I like wrapping things up in a nice tight little bow. We go ahead, tight baby. I said it.
Yeah.
And no loosey goosey here. I want to see
You don't know
something
WWE
served
then.
up. They went and they had Ronda sign a contract just so they could punish her because of what she did at Mania years ago. So why wouldn't Triple H still be holding a grudge against Braun for beating the shit out of him to the point where he was a wobbly piece of jelly? Yeah. Remember, he was falling all over the place at Survivor Series. So
I wish they did something more with that.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen it many times, and then nothing happens. But next up, SummerSlam match of possibly the night: Daniel Bryan and The Miz. This one has been brewing and building for quite some time. It's almost a decade worth of story. This was probably my favorite thing that came out of SmackDown. The Miz is favored to win as of tonight.
Despite the decent promo the other night, Jake and Connor, don't you feel like even this match is like, oh, this is happening, I forgot for a second. Like, don't you feel like this should have been hyped still even more, even though they did do a good job pretty much with it the other night? I mean, I feel like this should have been more brutal too, but maybe I just wasn't paying enough attention. I mean, I don't know.
It's not that you weren't paying enough attention. The way they were building to it was very poor. I'm trying to,
but it's one of the better builds.
But they did the whole fake baby thing and the distraction and the off location Miz attack, and then Daniel Bryan got hit with the flower vase, and a lot of it was just like didn't need to go there. They already had things built. So breaking down the history with each other, talked about what happened beforehand, but they didn't do much to build up the now. We know about the NXT training, and they didn't even mention Daniel Bryan winning the U.S. title either, which I thought was important too. Well,
of course they didn't, because that's when Daniel Bryan beat The Miz. Because they weren't going to. I mean, they wouldn't repeat when he's already been beating him. But to your point, the now build sucks.
Yeah,
that's really the main reason.
Very lackluster. To quote.
Hey, we have 3 weeks to put this shit together. They've been feuding for 8 years.
Yeah, pretty much. He came to SmackDown, so he had me drafted to SmackDown so he could get his revenge.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. You guys should have been going at each other more. It started out good too, the here and now, because remember they had the Bludgeon Brothers, and we thought it was a shitty angle, but then it kind of made sense. We saw the Miz have the Bludgeon Brothers attack Daniel Bryan, but then they turned it into a Team Hell No thing rather than focus on the Miz angle.
I think the fans will help this too. The fans will help make this match pretty goddamn good, I think.
Yeah.
No, go ahead. That's all I want to say.
Oh, no, that's definite.
I was just going to say that I think that if they were going to make it make more sense, I would have loved to have them said, like, hey, if Miz came out and said, like, I told I paid off the Bludgeon Brothers or something. I don't know if they could buy them, but like I told them to go after Daniel Bryan. At least that has some sort of fucking setup for at least a month.
Yeah, I mean, really, they went ahead and they turned it into a Team Hell No thing, and it just went out the window.
Yeah.
So they missed a huge opportunity there. But granted, I mean, I think it's going to be a good match. Hopefully it's not, stifled down to yet again not overshadow and outshine Roman. But
yep.
We know these two can work. We know they can deliver. The Miz has only gotten better as time's gone on. I'm thinking it has a chance to be match of the night for sure, if handled properly and given enough time. I think the Miz might win. I'd like to see Daniel Bryan win. We all want the feel good moment. I think how they're building towards it, but
I think there's more money in Miz winning, because I had a lot of people say to me, like, oh, they should wait for this till WrestleMania, or they should build it longer. I'm like, well, fucking 8 years, first of all. How much longer can you get? Second, they could still do WrestleMania if Miz wins the championship.
Right.
Because you can't tell me that's not a money situation right there. You just build everything right back up. I think there's more stake. I mean, Bryan's over no matter what.
Yeah, he's hugely over.
He's fucking in the 2K showcase mode for the 2K19 video game, so he's fine.
That's one of the things I wanted to address tonight too. I know we didn't really have time, but I had read, and they also alluded to it in the GameSpot article, but Daniel Bryan, obviously we didn't know if he was going to resign come September. I heard that he got offered this 2K showcase to kind of grease the wheels with his contract re-signing.
I mean, it looks interesting, but fuck it, give me my GM mode, goddammit.
We all want the GM mode back, but this made me actually interested to want to pick up the title, so
I want GM mode.
I didn't have much interest in picking up 2K19, but now with this mode with Daniel Bryan, the showcase, I'm like, could be.
Jake, fuck your 2K showcase mode. When's my mode coming out?
It sounded like you said I want non-GMO.
I want non-GMO, and I want GM mode.
Matt the Misfit said, "Watch this match be the worst on the show." Yeah, it's possible. We're excited for it. So
yeah,
the fans are gonna eat. Yeah.
Play a couple.
Hi,
of these.
Joe, Jake, and OK Faber.
What's up?
How are you feeling, Jake? It's time for OK Fabe to win the Monetize This championship.
Oh shit!
Now back to my porn.
That might.
Hey, if people vote for me,
it could happen on Friday night. Who knows what could happen? Casey Yates, I am the champion. I have no belt, but I am the champion.
You are the champion.
I'm the uncrowned champion right now.
Hey, I'm bringing the OK Fabe championship to Lowell.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Come on. That's like a dad bringing a glove to a game.
The universal title sucks. Create a new title.
Oh, yeah, man. Create a new title. I agree. Man of 1,005 holds. Thanks, man. Yeah, well, I couldn't. I could have brought my Monetize This belt, too, and we could have been losers together. Shit bum.
Beat the Traffic chance will be on hand along with beach balls. Hashtag hijack SummerSlam main event.
Joe Cronin's cock must win. Thanks for becoming a $5 shit bum. Yeah, I wonder. This is the one where people could just walk out. Imagine everybody just leaving during the match.
That's what I'm saying, because they're kind of betting on if they do it for the main event, people that don't want to be there are going to leave, and people that do are obviously going to stay because they're interested in it, and they'll be the ones that still want to cheer. So,
yeah, I mean, people just come down and take the front row seats probably.
Those paid fans.
With this too,
shit bum.
Miz and Daniel Bryan match.
If Brock loses at SummerSlam, then how do they write him off on Raw the next night? Since
he's there.
Does he lose again?
No, he just does something stupid to set up another rivalry, like when he attacked Michael Cole and his shoe fell off.
He flips out and gets suspended again. And
yep.
Or maybe he just shows up in F5's like Heyman or something, or I don't know. Shit, I don't know. That's a really good. I told you, Brock Lesnar. The night after they came there and they protested. Remember that? They were like, what the hell is this? What was that, 2 years ago?
Basketball dance off the concrete.
I'm banned.
I mean, I'm just so sick of you little meth head devil worshippers. I'll be honest, I'd like to take a big bite out of your face.
Dean is going to turn on Seth. If they don't pull the trigger on that at SummerSlam, then they waited too long, in my opinion.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, I don't know if they waited too long. I just thought that would be the bigger stage to do it. But
Dean looks like he's going to fuck shit up.
Yeah.
You certainly got that look, that edge. So
Broken Ambrose, thank you for the $10. But I could see them stalling on this bullshit. You could really see them stalling over the next couple weeks with it, really fucking with your minds. But I hope they don't do that. I hope we get the quick pop now, and I don't care. I want to get right into it. Because like we said, after SummerSlam, you got to start having some fucking stories. And if they just win and he's still good, what's the fucking excitement the next night on Raw?
Yeah,
I can see Cole winning, cashing in, and then claiming how he beat Brock Lesnar, whether he would pin him or not. As long as he's involved, he will claim victory, and he can play that angle with him as champ.
Hey, the Big Show's getting ready to come back. What if he comes out? Hey, Joe Cronin's cock must win. Thanks for the $5. Well,
why'd you bring that up?
Well, it's the Big Show, and who knows what he's gonna do because he's always flipping face and heel. So we don't know what the fuck Big Show's gonna do.
He's gonna turn heel and face by the time he gets down to the ring.
Yeah, he gets down the ring, punches out Brock, and then he leaves. And then the next night he says he's sorry and goes face.
I'm so sorry. I gotta feed my kids.
I'm fucking Bobby Roode. Triple H wants to fuck me. Glorious.
Maurice will throw the afterbirth at Brian.
Oh my god.
He will freak out because he is vegan and the Miz rolls him up for the win. Hashtag nailed it.
Oh, I love you, Gorilla Strong.
Gorilla
Strong. So
good. Gorilla Strong. Thank you, Gorilla Strong, for the $24.
This season on Miz and Mrs.
Maurice
you won't believe what Maurice does with the afterbirth. Oh no, it's
oh my god, she hit him with the afterbirth! The afterbirth! Shit bum!
I feel that the Miz, Brian, and the AJ Joe match will help determine how bad we hijack the
main
event, especially if Brian loses. If those 2 matches don't go well, we will be angry. And you know this will carry over to Raw.
Yep.
Get the bleeper button ready. Lol.
Get the bleeper
Raw's
button
gonna be
ready.
interesting.
Good point. Yeah, Roman's going to be out
Yeah.
there calling someone a bitch, and Brock will be telling someone they're a piece of shit.
Yeah. Listen here, you cunt.
And they're going to start dropping the C word. Yeah, Vince already said fuck, so, like...
Roman's all pissed off.
Roman's like...
Vince said I could say cunt twice tonight.
Well, normally...
I
Yo,
earned it.
Pardon my French, but I normally only say this to women, but you're a cunt.
Or he just does
his
the
lips.
He just does the ooh cunt.
Ooh, cunt. Yeah. P.S. Carnivore said they're going to have a lot of tag matches. Ziggler and Drew versus Seth and Dean.
Makes sense.
And that he's not going to turn yet. You know, we're going to see them 2-on-2 each week for the next few weeks on Raw. I hope that's not the case, but it might.
He's probably
it probably
fucking
will be.
right. He's probably fucking right. Kill me now. Shoot me in the head now. And you know why? All because they have no idea how to write stories week to week. So they're like, how can we kill some weeks? How can we kill 4 weeks? Oh, just keep putting them back and forth every week. That's what they do now.
Yeah.
They stall.
Yeah, we got to get
shit.
to Hell in a Cell. So let's.
And then Hell in a
Roman
Cell.
tag match.
Then Hell in a Cell's the tag match to end it or whatever. And then Jesus fuck. All right, what do we have left? We got to get out of here in like 5 minutes. What do we got?
Yeah. What did we say here for? Did you say Miz wins?
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Daniel Bryan because
You're
I'll
gonna
flip
go Daniel
out.
Bryan.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Miz wins now. Then eventually Miz gets the WWE Championship because he beat Daniel Bryan now. And then at WrestleMania, Daniel Bryan beats the Miz for the title.
Oh, I like that because we thought maybe Bryan would finally win the Royal Rumble this year. So if the Miz was champion, that would make sense.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yep.
Next up, we got the women's triple threat for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Becky Lynch, Carmella, Charlotte Flair. This one I keep going back and forth on, too, because I could see Carmella retaining because Becky and Charlotte flip on each other, and Charlotte turns heel. I don't think they're going to turn Becky heel. Becky's the favorite for the betting odds currently. Also to note that there is nobody as a favorite for the field, as in the field to beat Becky Lynch, field to beat Carmella, or field to beat Charlotte. So who's going to actually get the pin? Charlotte, you think Carmella's going to get pinned? I think Becky's going to.
No, I think she's going to. I think Carmella's going to win.
Do you?
Yep.
I had said that a bunch. I think Carmella was going to win. She'll continue to be champion, and then Charlotte will turn heel, and her and Becky will feud going forward. That makes the most sense. But I really think that Becky's earned it. She's gone so long without being the women's champion, and I feel like she's earned and deserves it. So I'm going to say Becky. Not smart, but I'm going to go with it.
I know that you could do the whole thing. I think one or two things are happening. Either somebody's going to hit the finisher on Carmella, and it's going to take a minute, and then like Charlotte interferes with her Becky's about to pin her. Charlotte interferes with that, hits her with something else, kicks her out of the ring, and Carmella then, takes her. Somehow she wins. Carmella wins. I don't think Charlotte's going to get pinned though. It's probably Becky to get pinned. But I don't know about that, so I'm going with Becky Lynch.
Yeah, because they did a good job making Becky have a really good win streak after quite a while. I mean, she's played second and third fiddle on the Blue Brand, they said, and she's done quite a lot to recapture her old glory.
I still think Becky's going to turn heel.
Right. That makes more sense, right?
It does, but I don't think they'll go with it.
It doesn't make sense.
They're afraid to make her heel.
It just makes sense. It doesn't make sense. That's why. Because you wouldn't see this coming. You think Charlotte's going to be the bad one, or...
Right. Charlotte's already been heel. Becky, what they need right now on SmackDown is they need like a veteran heel that's been there for a while. That was what Natalya was, but she's on Raw now. So now I think they would make Becky the one just to kind of experiment. Plus, Becky has a bigger reason to have a chip on her shoulder than Charlotte. Charlotte just waltzed into this championship match, whereas Becky's like, I've earned this. I had a one-on-one shot, and then you came and fucked it all up. You cunt.
you cunt. I'm gonna go Becky wins though, but that's a good point. It could happen. I thought about it, but maybe. What else we got?
Yeah, so like Matt said, so long as they don't make either of them look like idiots like they did with Asuka, I agree. But I think Becky as well. Next up, we have
By the way,
AJ Styles.
Can I just tell you on my list of people winning, if this happens, it is a B night. B team, Balor, Bludgeon, Braun,
which is
Brian,
good.
Becky. I mean, like, dude, B Team Balor, Bludgeon, Brian, Braun, Becky. So many B's are winning.
I mean, hopefully it'll get a B grade at least if that's the case.
And I didn't put Dolph on. Oh, I did put Dolph. Look at that. B B B B B B. B-A-B,
I wish my grades were that good in fucking high school.
Right?
B-O-B-O.
They'll have a B GPA by the end of it. Raw Women's Championship, actually. Alexa Bliss versus Ronda Rousey. So this is a months-long feud that happened back when Bliss cashed in her Money in the Bank briefcase when Rousey had her title match against Nia Jax. Nia was about to lose the title to Ronda then. This could be a really massive moment for Rousey and the women's division as they would have Ronda be champion going into the Evolution pay-per-view. But then again, do they want to have Ronda as champion? Because then they don't want to make, she said before, and they said before, they don't want to turn her into the next Brock Lesnar. So she would have to be there to defend the title at more than pay-per-views. And he was not getting defended. She'd still have to do matches and show up. And are they going to have her wrestle more than once every other 6 weeks? And, you know, it's a lot if she's the champion. So
the only
she
person
could be Brock. She could not be, but I don't know. It goes back and forth here.
If they don't make her champion by SummerSlam, you know they're going to make her champion before Evolution.
See, a lot of people think that, oh, they're going to wait till Mania for her to get the title.
No.
I don't agree with that.
No.
I think they want her to have the title for Evolution. You know, I would, if she doesn't have it
or win
at SummerSlam, then she'll win it at Evolution.
I would see her winning it at Evolution.
Because they want the headlines. Ronda Rousey wins, you know, women's championship at all-female pay-per-view.
Yeah.
She pins Roman Reigns for the universe.
Yeah. That, I mean, honestly, that gets the press on that event being all women's shows. So.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm thinking.
So we're all going.
Rousey is favored here to win by quite a big margin. And I said to Joe, you know, on Monday, it's kind of silly that she's able to beat up.
Figuring Ronda wins at SummerSlam, I don't think you can have Charlotte win because wouldn't both champs have to face each other at Survivor Series? I know it's a few months ahead, but I don't think they want Ronda versus Charlotte.
They don't have to. Yeah. Joe Cronin's cock must win. They don't have to. They can totally go with the whole 5-on-5 women, you know, with the champion of each team, you know, leading the team.
Yeah.
Something like that or whatever. So I don't know if that's
They can do whatever they want to change it to their advantage. I mean, look what they did last year. they made AJ champion at an overseas show just so they could go ahead and have him face Brock, you know.
How is Bliss going to win, though? I mean, she has to hit her in the head with a chair or something because
yeah, that's what I was about to get into. I said she beat her security team. You had 4 or 5 grown men get their ass kicked by Ronda Rousey and one very scared individual with bug eyes.
It was great.
That was great, his reaction, though. Shaking, but yeah, I don't see how 110-pound soaking wet Alexa Bliss is a challenge for Ronda Rousey, who's kicking the shit out of grown men.
Yeah, it's bullshit. So she really should win at SummerSlam. So, but it just feels like they're gonna pull that bullshit. I'm gonna say Ronda wins at SummerSlam though, because how the fuck did they get out of this?
I don't see how they can. She has to walk away here. What are they gonna do?
I mean, it could be a count out. I mean, it could be that type of thing. She's out in the ring beating the shit out of her. But
I really hope they don't go that route. I mean, they could, but that would be so.
It's SummerSlam. It's gonna get a lot of press. It's gonna make it bigger. It's gonna be huge.
Nia Jax comes from underneath the ring and fucking attacks.
Yeah, Nia's been gone. She's injured, right?
Yeah, but it'd be funny if she came from under the ring. Imagine that. Nia Jax.
Natalia finally turns heel 3 months too late. You know.
Yeah.
Well, Natalia didn't get injured. She took time off because of her dad.
No, I know. I'm saying, but she was going to turn. Remember, we all thought she was going to turn heel back. Yeah. So Nia Jax returns and gets involved, or Natalia finally turns heel, and you know, there's all these different scenarios. But I think Ronda wins here. Like you said, it's SummerSlam, big deal. Ronda's heavily favored anyways over Alexa Bliss with the odds. I think that's what's going to happen.
All right, well, what else we got? We got a fucking...
last 2 matches. Samoa Joe, AJ Styles for the WWE Championship.
I want Joe to win so fucking bad.
Yeah, currently AJ is now the longest reigning WWE SmackDown champion on SmackDown, so good to him. Hell of an accomplishment. both of these guys are two former TNA stars. They've had great matches in fantastic rivalries previously. Going head-to-head here, I think it's great. I'm not thrilled with the build, again, with this one so far. It started off really good. I like the contract signing moment. But then getting the family involved and the note from his daughter, and I don't know. That was a bit underwhelming to me personally, but
it was,
I really want to see Samoa Joe win.
I 100% believe that they don't want this to overshadow Roman at all. So I wouldn't...
Oh, it's right
You know what would be the ultimate fuck you to the fans? Have Owens win the briefcase. Cash it in during the match. Have him go for the pop-up power bomb on Roman and Roman hits the Superman punch and pins Owens. Reigns overcomes the cash-in and the Beast.
Oh my God. Oh my God, Javier. Oh
Riot
my
ensues
God.
at the Barclays Center.
Oh my God. Then Owens takes the pin. And that's, oh my God.
That's how they do it. Watch. That's how they do it. Kevin Owens goes ahead. Both men are down. Brock just F5'd him. Brock just F5'd Roman. Roman kicks out. They're both down on the ground.
Oh my God.
He runs out. He cashes in, goes for the powerbomb, Superman punch, or spear, and he gets the pin. Brock loses, just like they did with Seth when Seth won.
The only thing that would be great with that is if Roman did it one and he just flipped off every one of the fans as he walked away with the title.
Right?
Oh my God.
Then he can finally say
so
he
they
beat
did it
Roman.
all, and then that would have proved that they did it all for Roman. They didn't even do it for anything else other than to do it for Roman. And then
it protects Braun, and if Owens loses in that manner, he's already low man on the totem pole, so it doesn't really matter.
They can move Braun out of the picture. They don't even care about that. Brock Lesnar's going away.
Braun lost via DQ, so it's not like he really lost.
And then that makes sense that Owens is going to face Roman at Hell in the Cell. Oh, no! Oh, no, Javier! You solved the fucking mystery! You solved the fucking Rubik's Cube!
Wow.
Because we've been saying, why is Roman facing Owens? Unless Owens were to cost Roman and win, but still.
No, this smells of what they would do.
Oh my God.
He would riot in Brooklyn and Raw would be canceled.
Oh my God, no. Oh my God.
It's just in
my God.
Brooklyn Barclays Center burning to the ground right now.
My mind is blown right now. This is totally what they're doing.
I'm shocked that we never put the pieces together ourselves, but that is
a
dick nail on the head, money in the fucking
it protects Brock.
Yeah,
it protects Braun as well because Braun
protects everybody.
The briefcase, but if it's through means of bullshit, he can say, "Well, the authority cost me, not Owens,"
because the DQ countout stip could have him lose the briefcase.
They could even have, like I said, do something with jinder, and
oh my God. Oh yeah, then
Roman has.
Then Braun's off to face jinder.
Yep.
Holy shit!
And they're already having a slight feud.
No! This is a bomb! Javier, how did you come up with this? And because we haven't been saying for months that it's Owens versus Roman at Hell in a Cell. So like this is all the pieces are falling into fucking play right now. Holy motherfuck of hell. Javier, give him a medal, somebody. We were saying all the pieces, but he just put them all together in that sentence.
That tied everything up, and again, a tight little bow.
Oh my God, dude!
Shit, Joe and Connor. Wow, my mind's like blown at this point because
it's taking the day off from SummerSlam.
Oh, if that happens, that is just so egregiously fucked up.
I'm taking the day off from SummerSlam after just hearing that. Fuck it.
Take the day off. You're gonna have a headache. Dude, if Javier equals Triple H, he's like, someone said he's laughing. Triple H is like, you see what we just did to these marks? Like, you see what we just did?
This is the kind of stuff they live for, too. Vince and especially Triple H, they love this kind of like, fuck you moment. Oh, you're going to go cry? You're going to go cry? You're going to cancel your network? You're going to cry to your friend Mark?
Oh, man. Wow, dude. I can't even, I don't even want to predict anything after this. That just feels like what they're doing. What the fuck else would they have all that shit set up like that for?
Yeah, so we don't even need to touch that match.
Dude, think about that. It's like a fucking math equation if they do this.
Yeah, A squared plus B squared equals Roman's the champ squared.
It reminds me of after WrestleMania 9 when Hogan won. They're going off the air of WrestleMania 9, and Bret Hart faced Yoko, and then Bret Hart loses because Yoko cheats, and then he challenges Hogan, then Hogan wins the belt. And the funniest thing is, as they're going off the air, like the music is playing and it fades out, and you hear Bobby Heenan go, "Wait a minute! So let me get this straight. Yoko was the champion, then Bret Hart lost, and now Hogan became the champion." And they cut out, they air it, they lower the volume right as that. So it's hilarious because they've been celebrating for a while now that Hogan's won, and Hogan's doing the fist pump with the belt, and then way at the end, it's Bobby Heenan still trying to figure it out, and it's fucking hilarious.
He's still putting the pieces together.
It's really funny at the end of WrestleMania 9. But that would be this Mania. Wait a minute, so let me get this straight. Earlier, Braun Strowman lost the briefcase to Owens, and Owens cashed in, and then he got knocked out by Reigns, who pinned him to win the championship. So
yeah,
Owens...
that's just it, PS Carnivore. So Owens will cash in. He'll beat Braun via that stupid stipulation. He'll cash in on the main event. Both men will be down.
It'll be a triple threat.
Yep, so now it's a triple threat. Bell rings for the new match, and then he goes to attack Roman. Roman reverses it, spear, Superman punch, something like that, gets the 3 count, and now Roman's the Universal Champion.
Oh my god, dude.
God.
Motherfucker.
My fucking brain. My brain right now is fucked.
This is why you gotta get me in the title match. Guys, send out your tweets that you want Drew. You, not fucking Gulak. You get the real Drew.
The real Drew.
I can't tweet anything out.
God damn it.
They blocked me. They banned me.
Oh my god. So AJ and Samoa Joe, who do we got? We didn't pick for that one, did we? I think Samoa Joe.
I think AJ is going to retain, but I want Joe to win.
I want Joe as well.
I'm going AJ because I think they want to keep this match on the down low because they don't want to overshadow Roman. Yeah.
I think they're definitely going to stifle the creativity in this match. I think they're going to hold them down as much as possible.
I mean, they did with him and Nakamura. So if they don't, then I don't know what in the world they're thinking if they don't. I'm just going by their thought process. They did this with Nakamura. Why, and I know that AJ was injured, but they still did it. Well, maybe they'll do it again here with Joe. And they seemingly aren't putting a whole hell of a lot into it. So I don't know. That's it, man.
Boom.
We got to get the fuck out of here. Guys, I will see you tomorrow. Actually, I won't. I'll see you if you're at... Fuck, I just dropped something. I'll see you if you're at NXT Lowell. See you tomorrow night if you're at NXT Lowell. See you there for NXT. And then it's SummerSlam this weekend. NXT TakeOver. Was a lot of shit going on this weekend. Make sure if you're not a Patreon, obviously Twitter banned me on Twitter years ago, and they found my new Twitter. So I can't. I tried to make new ones. It doesn't work. They shut me down immediately. They shut me down immediately. They just know it's me. Via tracking and IP and things like that. So
fuckers,
fuck them. We have no Twitter. So if you want to get a hold of me, patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. Come over there. There's tons of bonus content. Also, I'm putting new stuff up on my website, joecroninshow.net. And Facebook. I've been active a lot on Facebook today, even though they're scumbags usually too. Facebook.com/Rage Internet Radio is my Facebook. All the links to all my other social medias are down below in the description. Just open the description box, expand it, and all the links are there. Instagram. I'm always posting on Instagram. If you want to hear Joe Dog, you got to be on Patreon and on Instagram. Instagram.com/Joe Cronin Show. Follow me on Instagram. We'll get to 2,000 followers. We're almost at 2,000 followers. Record-breaking Patreon. Patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. Record-breaking amounts. Become a patron, $1 to $5. Join the $5 JCS Army as we get fucked up on Patreon. And that's about it, man. Hit me up. Leave comments down below. Share the video everywhere. Share this shit all over the place. Send it to your wrestling friends. Yada, yada, yada. Hit up Jake. He is still on Twitter at Countdown Ended. And you can hit up Leah. Leah's on Twitter at Incoming Tube. And Connor's on Twitter at OKFabe. And you can check out his YouTube channel, youtube.com/OKFaber. And you can see him on the Fight app. Download the Fight app, and you can hear him at 8 p.m. on Fridays, I think. Is that the time?
Mm-hmm.
Bam.
That's the time.
I nailed it.
Prime time, baby. Prime time.
Jesus, that's a lot of shit to plug.
I think I just plugged my own asshole up all the way. Thanks for listening.
Hi.
Yeah,
we'll see
Drew.
you all for the NXT review. And
We'll give an NXT preview. I'll have that coming out too. And we'll see you Friday night for Monetize This. We got Monetize This Friday. I got NXT tomorrow. I got fucking the Saturday night. The fucking what the
Takeover
shit?
Saturday night. Then we're gonna have the review. Then you go live for Corrupted.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass out.
Yeah, and then we have a 7-hour fucking show Sunday.
And then Monday Night Raw and SmackDown, and then you die.
Yeah.
Good night. Thanks, you guys, for all the support. Everybody that donated tonight and supporting the shit. Appreciate it. This is Out of Nowhere, episode 115. We'll see you for 116 next Wednesday. Same time. Same channel. Same hell.
Same haggis. Stay sexy.
Same haggis. Hell have no fury like haggis. I don't fucking know.
Hell have no fury like my fucking haggis.
Roman Reigns. He Superman punch. 1, 2. He pins Kevin Owens. The new champion, the big dog.
My haggis.
Joe Cronin commits suicide at the Barclays Center.
Oh my God.
Oh no! Off the top of the balcony. By the way, this will be up in some of the show will be up in audio form on Patreon for some of you guys that want to download it. See you then.